This laptop from Dopesplay doesn't have a good CPU. In fact, it doesn't have any CPU, or GPU, or RAM, or hard drive, nothing. And that's because it's not a laptop, it's a lap dock, with an integrated keyboard, trackpad, and all the ports a regular laptop would have. It connects with USB-C, and all of a sudden, it's my phone. Now, this is a lot different than buying a laptop, so let's talk about what makes it different, similar, and why you might even consider it over a standalone device.
Now, the first and most obvious question is, why not just a laptop? And there are some really cool things this can do that a normal laptop couldn't. First of all, connection with no Wi-Fi. If I completely turn the Wi-Fi off, now we're on 5G service, and we still have access to the internet and all of our normal apps. So all of a sudden, we don't have to rely on coffee shop Wi-Fi, and we can work in the car, on road trips, just on our phone service. Now, depending on your phone service, that might be unlimited data. Now, the second reason is it's not more or less powerful than anything else. It's exactly as powerful as whatever you plug into it. And depending on the phone you have, that could be wildly powerful. For example, I edit videos and I have a MacBook Pro from 2020 still running on an Intel chip. Well, it turns out with high quality 10-bit footage, my MacBook Pro starts stuttering a lot. And you know what doesn't? My Samsung Galaxy. The third thing is that most laptops have 720 or 1080p webcams, and even the 4K ones look like a laptop webcam. This laptop has a webcam that looks better than any of them. That's because when we open the camera app, we get to use our phone's 200 megapixel back camera as our webcam. I promise you, no webcam on a laptop looks as good as this, and we still get to use our phone as a normal phone while it's running. The fourth thing, nothing syncs as well with your phone as this option because it is your phone. It's nice working on a project on this, unplugging my phone, sticking it in my pocket, leaving the house, and knowing all of that is right in my pocket because it's the same exact device, just connected to a lap dock. And then finally, it's a lot cheaper than getting a full laptop. Now, of course, if you want a separate device with a worse web camera dependent on Wi-Fi for more money, you could get one. I'm just saying, you might not need one. Let's look at the hardware, battery, and how it all works. Now, Samsung DeX has long been one of my favorite features, and in the past I'd grab a portable screen and keyboard, mouse, and battery, and now I can grab this, which is all of those. Now, in terms of weight, it's just under 4 pounds, and we could compare other laptops of a similar size, like the MacBook Pro is 4.7 pounds, the Asus VivoBook 16 is 4.14 pounds, and the HP Omen Mac 16 is a whopping 6.1 pounds. So this is lighter than a bunch of regular laptops that are just a little bit larger, which makes sense because there's no real guts in it. It's the shell and the battery. For the screen display, it's 15.6 inches, 1920 by 1200, so more than a regular 1080p portable monitor. And the cool thing is that it lays completely flat. It's got a nice keyboard and a decent trackpad and a whole bunch of ports, which is cool because anything you plug in here is really plugged into your phone. I even like keeping a micro SD card for extra storage. And then it comes with this charger, which unfortunately is not USB-C, but fortunately works. Now, in terms of using it for work, it runs all of the apps I need it to, and some really powerful ones as well. Now, software designed for a phone works so well, as opposed to powerful apps meant to work on powerful laptops that might not work well on a cheap one. But because these are phone apps, they run really well on the phone. And it's important to mention too that phone apps work very differently in DeX mode. Where on the phone screen, they might be vertical. In DeX, they're a completely different beast, horizontal, and even the interface for a lot of these apps is different. It's incredible I can have this whole music software and get together my guitar chain and the EQ all on my phone, but on this screen. One of my favorite uses is I've actually started using my phone as my second camera in these videos, And now I'm using this laptop standing completely vertical as a screen so I can better see what I'm doing. And at that point, it's just a glorified camera monitor. Now, if you play games, this is a really cool way to do it. You could connect a keyboard and mouse and have a PC-like experience for a lot of your favorite games on the phone. Or you could even connect a controller and essentially use your phone as a console at that point. And that even counts for emulators with the remote. Now, in terms of battery life, this is able to charge your device when it's plugged into it. But how long the battery lasts is completely dependent on that feature. I find that there's a huge difference between when it's charging the phone, when it's not. If it's charging the phone, you're probably only going to get 2 hours with it, maybe 3. When it's not charging the phone, if you set the brightness right, then you could get more like 5 or 6 hours out of it. You can also use it while it's plugged in and charging, so you can charge your phone and the device just like a regular laptop. Now, just like with any product, there are downsides, so let's talk about those. The first is there are some Windows or Mac exclusive apps that you just won't have access to. You're thinking to yourself, man, I'd really like to edit video on Final Cut Pro. Well, that's a Mac feature, so you should get a MacBook. The other thing is if you lose your device, well, you've actually lost both devices. You no longer have a laptop because you no longer have a phone. The other thing is that the trackpad isn't the easiest to click. The click is a little bit tough. You can do it, of course. It's just a little tough to do quickly. But it does have a tap feature, and so I find myself using that most often. Now, I should also mention that while this was built for Samsung DeX, it's not exclusive to phones. You can plug in any device to it with HDMI and a power source. So if you have a Switch or a Steam Deck, you can plug that in and have a really powerful screen. The only thing to mention there is that the keyboard and trackpad only work through USB-C to a phone. So at that point, it's just a screen, but it's a good looking screen and a super portable one. So just as some final thoughts here, do I think it's worth it? Would I use it? Yeah. It turns my phone into a laptop with some really cool features and very few things it can't do. So for video and photo editing, for gaming, for music recording, that's amazing. I love having the internet everywhere with unlimited service. If I'm going out to work somewhere, I no longer have to worry about will they or won't they have Wi-Fi? Am I going to use the hotspot on my phone? Because I don't have unlimited hotspot like most people. I really like being able to shut the screen, walk out the door, and know that everything I was just doing is in my pocket on that same device. I was wildly surprised that it outperformed the MacBook Pro with that 4K video playback. I know that in MacBook Pro you can render proxies and that makes it a lot easier. There's optimized media, but I don't want to. It takes more space and it takes more time. I want to film, upload, and start editing. So yeah, this is now in my rotation. Of course, I still use my big beefy computer. I still use my MacBook Pro, but I also now use this. And it's really nice knowing that if for whatever reason my computer and my laptop exploded, I would still be able to work and create and teach music lessons and do the things I need to be able to do, right? I'm not in a rush to spend a bunch of money out of pocket on a new device because I have my phone and I have the Dopesplay laptop. It can completely keep me working, editing, uploading, and if you're looking for a cheap way to start doing all of those, and the cheap laptops don't do what you need them to do, this is probably truly, honestly, unbiasedly the best option. It's linked down in the description and the top comment.